Hey guys, VR&R back, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be doing a video. We're going to be building this supposedly a Predator engine, according to my father, but it's obviously, it says on the side it's a Lifan 196cc. This is what they sold at Harbor Freight before they had the Predator engine lineup. My dad purchased this engine in 2008 for me. I was only 8 years old at the time, so we're going to be doing a Mikuni VM22 swap on this. We're going to have to pull the gas tank off. We're probably going to pull this whole fan shroud off and clean this whole engine up because this thing is disgusting. The gas in it smells like paint. It's just bad. So let's get right to it, guys. Alright guys, well, first things first that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and probably pull the carburetor off at first. So let's get doing that. My dad put this aftermarket intake on it. See, it's got this adapter plate. And you got two 10mm screws right here. We're going to even pull those out. Oh, the whole stud's coming out. Yeah. As you can see right here, here's our billet adapter plate for the stock carburetor. It's pretty cool. And then the studs came out, so this carburetor is pretty much ready to just drop. But the gas tank has a shit ton of varnish in it. So I'm going to go ahead and lean this thing over. So hopefully no gas will come out if we pull the carburetor off. Just going to do that. Go ahead and top our fuel line off, hopefully. There's our carb, guys. It's disgusting. Whew, really bad. Alright guys, now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to put a bolt in this fuel line so it doesn't leak. Alright guys, now we're going to go ahead and pull off all this nonsense. All this throttle brackets and governor brackets. It's all coming off. Looks like we got two 8mm bolts right there. Alright, there's that whole throttle system deleted. Now we have our ancient fuel line. I mean, guys, this is like oh boy. Take off this piece of plastic right here. And now we're going to go ahead and remove this gas tank because, like I said, guys, this thing is just completely varnished. So it looks like we might have a bolt right there. Alright guys, and then on the back side to remove the gas tank, you've got a bolt here and a bolt here. Our fuel line is so petrified. Alright, here we go, guys. There's our gas tank. This thing is dirty. We're going to want to be in the next video, guys, we're going to remove this governor the right way. We're going to pull the side cover off and we're going to pull the governor out because I'm pretty sure we're going to be doing a cam swap and a rod swap on this thing. I think we're going to be doing a billet rod and some other stuff to this. So, alright guys, first thing we're going to want to do when we're installing our Mukuni, we're going to want to locate our intake manifold adapter piece. Looks like we got a fuel filter, a spacer, and a gasket. Guys, so first thing you're going to want to start with is your D gasket. I say that because the hole is a D, and that's going to match up with your port, just like that, right there on there. And then you're going to take your intake manifold. Alright guys, so you're going to take your kit's going to come with 4 screws. You're going to take the 2 shortest of the screws, and you're going to want to have this side of the manifold bolt on to the engine. This side's for the carburetor. So you're going to put that in there, that in there. Alright guys, so you're going to take your manifold with your shorter screws, put them through, take your D gasket, match it up with your port, alright guys, I'm just running a tap through these because these threads were a little chewy. M6 by 1.0. Sorry guys. You should always have one of these at your house if you work on a lot of stuff, especially aluminum. And that's why I chase my threads, guys, so I can do stuff like this. If you ever get to a bolt that you can't put a ratchet on, and it takes you an hour just to get the bolts in. Alright guys, we got our bolts just about nice and snugged up. Alright, cool. So next up guys, we're going to put on our adapter plate. But first we are going to take, so the way you're going to want to do this guys, is you have an O-ring on your Mikuni. You're going to want to make sure that the O-ring on the Mikuni hits the flat side of the spacer, and then this side with the other O-ring hits this side of the manifold. So there's an O-ring on each side. You understand? So when you're installing the bolts to put the carburetor on, have the Allen head on the carburetor side and the nut on the back side. Alright, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. So now, kit came with fuel filter and fuel line. Snug that guy down. Pop our fuel filter on. Alright guys, we're pretty much done. We got our filter on, we got our lines on as far as we can really go. But I'm going to go ahead and put all the old parts in this box. And then in the next video, we will probably do some other parts. Maybe digging into the engine and getting the connecting rod replaced, taking the governor out, a few other things. But alright guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. It was just a quick little tutorial on how to install one of these. I mean, there's probably a billion videos on YouTube, but thought why not. I got the parts, I'm putting them on anyway. Now, I'm not totally sure what the jetting is going to be like for this. I know that these come lean when you buy these kits, but this is a 196, so it might actually be about perfect. I'm not totally sure yet. We're not going to be able to test it until I run it, but it's probably going to be a while before I run it, because I think I'm going to be doing a whole build series on this engine. We're going to do billet, flywheel, everything, all the works. Heavier valve springs, stainless valves, the flywheel, all sorts of stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's video, and I hope you guys have a good night. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you next time.